Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another Dadcast on Your Choices. I have, of course, Tugs, X-Ray, and we have a lovely guest, Valiant Renegade. Welcome, Valiant.
Yeah.
I appreciate being here, and God bless you both. I don't know how lovely I'm going to be compared to you two, but I'll take the compliment.
I'm literally in the dark, but thank you.
We will have to ask your wife how lovely you are. I'm sure she has a lot of good things to say about you.
Mark, however,
that's for debate tonight, and that's what the show is, right? Because after 25 years together, I mean, look, we can say a lot of wonderful things about each other, and we can also tell everybody how much we piss each other off. That's life after 25 years, but that's marriage.
Is she going to call you the harbinger of truth, literally, then?
I have a sidebar. I have a sidebar off that question, though. We're going to start right off the bat because I have a sidebar. Because a girlfriend and I were just talking about this earlier. So you guys have been together 25 years.
Yes.
Do you have children? For those in the chat who don't know. Yes.
We have 3. Yes.
So 25 years is a long time. Do you fight in front of them? Do you make up in front of them? Do you do both? Do you do neither? Go.
We do both. I mean, look, you can't look. I don't. I have no filter. People who watch my channel know I have very little filter. I do have. What's up, Andrew?
Hi, Andrew. Oh yeah, you're anti-Valiant tonight. Why an anti-Valiant?
Well, okay, I'm anti-Valiant because Andrew said earlier today on Twitter, I'm the wine ant. So
wait, I need wine.
Yeah.
I brought wine.
But I've got, this is Maker's Mark, so I don't have wine tonight. I do have wine, but
you get a pass. You get a pass.
Yeah.
Close enough.
It's Dadcast. We gotta have bourbon, y'all.
You gotta have whiskey. Yeah, I hear you. We gotta have scotch.
I can't have whiskey tonight. I'm driving too much tomorrow. Can't be hungover for that.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure we have, and I mean, I think it would be dishonest for most folks out there to say that they haven't had that happen at least once. And I mean, it's not like that we make it a point to, let's just lay into each other. We're having a disagreement. The kids are in the room, but you know what? Screw that. Let's just go at it. No, it does happen. These are the realities of life. But what I try to always remind folks of is that when you're with somebody that long, you get a certain comfort level. Right. And you kind of forget that, there's other people in the room, or, your kids are in the room. But at the same time, and I had just before we started the stream tonight, I had to have a real heart-to-heart with Renegade Jr., he has his own YouTube channel. We've advertised it before. It's like Renegade Jr. Gaming. And yeah, so I mean, he's my 12-year-old, and he's going to be 13 next year. And he's kind of getting to that point now. He's, things are changing. He's kind of growing up and going through that same point of life that I was going through 30 years ago. But I mean, it's a good time to remind folks that it's not necessarily a bad thing to have kids exposed to sometimes, you know what, mom and dad will fight. Now, I'm not saying that, you shouldn't expose your kids to abuse. Obviously, we're talking about a fine line here. But I mean, in terms of disagreements, or, you just have the normal husband and wife have a disagreement and they get on each other's nerves kind of thing. I think it's healthy for kids to see that, because guess what, folks? That's real life. Marriage is not a bed of roses. It's not perfect. But it's never been that way for generations, for thousands of years. It's never been that way. What makes marriages work is that you can have those issues, you can have those moments, and you get through them and you move on the next day, because at the end of the day, you love each other more than the fighting, and the kids are more important than the fighting, and life goes on. That's it. That's the bottom line. So that's what I always tell them. And look at that. Look. Tugs has her bow. Tugs has her bow.
I was gonna say,
bringing her the drink.
Bring him on Dadcast.
Why? Wait. Why is he not on? Is he not? Well, okay, because
he's camera.
He's not on the internet yet. Maybe one day.
Camera.
You can give him my number. We'll talk.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna give Valiant your number, and you're gonna talk.
Yeah.
His internet name is Duke, and we love Duke.
We love Duke. We love, especially when he brings me liquor.
I will say that is being down here in the South, born and raised in New Orleans for 44 years. That is a fabulous name.
Duke.
Yes. I don't care what his real name is. He's Duke.
Yeah.
We're done. It's done.
Yep.
I want to say this. I have a bit of a gripe because, and part of this is my fault. You guys asked me for a picture for the thumbnail, and I'm like, oh crap. I remember today I was sick for like the last 5 days, so I'm playing catch up at work. And I'm like, okay, X-Ray Girl, here's the only thing I've got. It's my end of the video bumper picture that I have. And then I go back and I look, I'm like, wait, you got a picture of Chris Gore from like 3 weeks ago for his Dadcast stream. I'm like, what was that picture from? 1974?
Okay.
Chris looks so much younger and thinner and everything else.
You send me one of them.
I know. I should have. I'm kidding, Chris. I love you. I love Chris to death. I'm
kicking him listen, we're all about looking our best here. So take however old photos you want.
No, I think it's a good photo of you. Did you take like professional photos of that? And for the chat that didn't see, this is the photo of him that he sent.
That was done on the same camera that I'm on the live stream with now. I actually do. Ooh. I've done for many, many years. I've done a lot of professional photography on the side.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
Oh, man of many trades.
That was always my creative outlet for a long time. My dad he was in the financial industry like I am. And he loved to do photography. So it's how I kind of got into it from a very early age. And I got to love it.
I love photography. That's a hobby of mine.
Yeah.
I don't talk about it much, but I love it.
I love it too. I've got, well, let's see. I don't have anything. Well, there's nothing in arm's reach right now, but I have spent way, way too much money on camera gear over the years because it is, I have we in the hobby world called GAS. Gear acquisition syndrome. So I've got, well, let's just say we're easily well into the 5 figures that I've spent over the years on camera gear.
I hear you. Honestly, my camera is old. It's a Canon T2 Rebel, so it's old. But I want to get.
I still have a Canon T2.
I love mine, but I want to get like a telephoto lens, and between the pew-pews and those accessories, and on top of that, I'm like,
I tell you what, Tug, after the show's over, you and I can have a private chat when you're free. I can give you all the lowdown on what to go after because actually, I still have a ton of stuff back here.
I love my
shoot put it this way. In the last 2 months, and I've kind of got out of it, and I was sorry I got out of it. It was only a matter of just having to stretch my time so thin because 2 years ago, I didn't expect to be where I was on YouTube now. So that was number one. Plus, I still have the date.
By the way, on the 50K.
Yeah,
we're getting there. I didn't expect to be where I was, and I'm, of course, still running the day job, but I just finished doing some political campaign television commercials for a good friend of mine for a long time here in Louisiana. So some of them ran during the recent LSU game over the weekend on ESPN and SEC Network, and but I still like doing stuff like that. So,
man of many talents. Oh my God.
Yeah, then there's the musical theater stuff. We can get into that later.
Okay, go. She's got cameras. I'm like, music theater?
I know a little bit about music theater. A little bit.
That's where I proposed to my wife.
Stop it!
Wait, like, were you performing?
Yes.
Were you performing?
It was the last show in 2003, in April of 2023, April of 2003.
Oh my God.
Of what?
I had to recreate step for step, dance move for dance move of Gene Kelly and Singing in the Rain. And spent 8 months. And my wife still teases me about it. It's like, you did tap. I'm like, shut up.
Dude, no. Don't let anybody ever make fun of you for Gene Kelly.
Wait,
Gene Kelly was a man.
Can you do it still? The top
No, I can't. No! I cannot. That was like 50 pounds ago. So no, but no, literally, I still have the video, and I've been teasing my channel members like I'm going to show this one day. I've got to find it. I still have a video of the moment that I proposed to my wife. It was just before, it was in circle, like we were doing the prayer before the final performance of Singing in the Rain.
I love theater people that always do the prayer.
Just so you know, it's like you playing Don Lockwood, the play was double cast. If those of you who don't know Singing in the Rain, my position with a double cast was I had to kiss 4 different girls during the course of this. My wife and I had been together at that point for about, I think, 4 years, 5 years. And every night she was like, she knew all these girls. They were friends of hers, but like she was twitching in the seats watching me just, I mean, really, like, especially for the final scene, for the curtain at the end of it, this was a held kiss of like 10 seconds as the lights went down. And she was like, "Can you bring the lights down faster?" So on the just
like standing up like, "Bravo, let's wrap it up, bravo."
Just before the last performance during Circle, I was giving out gifts to the cast because I was also a tech director. I did a lot of the lighting and sound design for a lot of these shows that we did. And I was handing out bouquets of flowers to the other girls. My wife is standing there in the circle because she was assisting as a vocal coach. My wife's a music teacher. She teaches voice, piano, guitar.
Vocalizing her disdain.
Yeah,
I love you guys already.
She runs a music school, a private music school, and she does theater. We actually, yeah. So I mean, like, and my last thing was, and then there's my wife, or at the time my girlfriend, who I didn't know what to get her. So I got her this silly little ring, and the whole room just melted. And that was it. I proposed to her. I got on my knees and I proposed to her. And she said, "Oh my God, I hate you for doing this in front of everybody." I said, "Is that a yes?" And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Oh, by the way, let me give the microphone back to the camera operator. By the way, this isn't my stage mic. This is the mic we set up to record this." And then that was it. She was kind of mad at me after that, but then she wasn't. So 25 years later, here we are. So, yeah.
You know what?
I love it.
You did great. I love this.
we don't like necessarily public, but the fact that there was somebody recording is yes. There's a fine line. There's a fine line.
Yeah. Well, we had somebody there to record the performance. So he was a friend of mine. And funny enough, like, that wasn't his day job. He was a public accountant. He was a CPA. And it's like I was getting into the financial industry, so we were kind of friends. And I'm like, "Look, I've got this whole thing set up. I'm going to propose to my girlfriend, blah, blah, blah." The conductor of the orchestra that we had a 20-piece orchestra from La Petite Theater in New Orleans that was performing for the show. And it turned, well, just as luck would have it, he was my high school music teacher. So he was up my ass about, "Are you going to propose to her tonight? Because you need to." And I'm like, "Okay, I'm doing it. I'm like, I'm proposing. I'm going to marry her." Okay. And so he's like, "Okay, good. That's kind of how he was.
Did you guys go to the same high school, or you and your wife?
I was 2 years older, or 2 grades ahead, I should say, than my wife. And so it was kind of funny because we met after, we met years later, not to give too many details, but we met years later just by happenstance. And then we found out after we started dating that we had actually met like 4 years before. We were sitting at the same table at a Sweet 16 at the Sheraton Hotel in downtown New Orleans.
Oh my God. And you
didn't realize it at the time.
We had the same group of friends. We had no clue. I'll put it this way. She was over at my mother's house, and this was right after we started dating. And I told her, and I was 19, and she was just about 18 at the time. She was a senior in high school. I was 1 year removed from high school. And I said, oh, my friend's coming over to the house. And she's like, oh, yeah, who's your friend? And I told her the name. And she screamed and jumped off the sofa and ran out the room. And I'm like, what the hell? And I went in there, I'm like, what's the deal? She's like, oh, my God, I dated him in 8th grade. Like one of my best friends. I had no idea. So it was great. He was a groomsman at our wedding. And one of her bridesmaids then became his wife.
Stop. Yeah. I love these connections. They're so cute.
It's goofy. It's like
the bridesmaid to wife game. Cheers, lady. I see your game.
The older I've gotten, I'll tell y'all, the older I've gotten, and for the audience too, I continuously come to realize that God puts us where we need to be. And you get things like this, and I look back on my life and I go, damn, it's like, how did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? And here we are, 3 kids later. I just moved my oldest daughter to college. I was talking to her earlier tonight. I'm like, I'm going to be on Dadcast. She's like, I sent her the picture of the thumbnail. She's like, you look like a serial killer. I'm like, I'm not paying.
Honestly, that was my
tuition bill.
That was my first thought. I was like, this looks like the thumbnail that you make on like a true crime podcast.
I know, and I told X-Ray, I'm like, thank you. Yeah, I'm like, look. That's what I use for the bumper at the end of all my videos, because we get that serious join us every Sunday afternoon for the live show. And it's like,
it looks like you're creeping on Tugs and I.
Look at the eye. My favorite is the eyeball.
I didn't build the thumbnail. I just took the picture. If I look like I'm creeping on y'all, that's on X-Ray.
The eyeball under the brim of the hat is my favorite, because it's like the one eye is looking.
I'm so sorry.
Well, okay, so there's a story behind that. So when I started on YouTube, the first YouTube video I ever did was kind of like a joke. It was like, all right, I've been watching folks for years on YouTube, and I finally got pushed over the edge to get on. And my first YouTube video was a big thank you to all the people that encouraged me to get on, or that I watched and inspired me. And I've told the story before where I was like, Gary Nerdrotic was the one that pushed me over the edge, because I was just a couple of months before. He's like, I sent him a super chat and he said, you know what? Do it.
Yeah. And
start a channel, get on, but have fun. Make sure you do it to have fun. And that's all that matters. And I'll never forget that for as long as I live. And I never dreamed that 2 or 3 years later, Gary would be coming on my channel, and he and I would be palling around and doing stuff together. And just, it's been amazing. There's so many great people out there. And one of the things I've loved about YouTube the most is making new friends, like here tonight. Yeah. This has been the best part of it. Absolutely.
You get to meet so many different people around the world.
With so many different experiences.
Yeah.
Like, we all have a different experience of life. It's just wild.
Yeah. I love that. Jake called me today, drunk 3PO. He was texting me this afternoon. He had something he wanted to discuss. I don't want to go into it. No details here.
It's good to know his text messages work. What the heck, Jay?
But that's one of those things where I was like, there was like 2 months ago, Jay and I spent probably like an hour on the phone together one night, just shooting the shit and catching up. And I was like, that's the kind of stuff I love about this place.
Yeah.
That's the kind of stuff I love about YouTube. And he throws shade at me, and I throw shade back at him. And there was a period of like 6 months where people like, Drunk really hates Valiant, and Valiant really hates Drunk 3PO. Like, what is going on? I'm like, no, it's all a joke.
It's you gotta go with that now.
It's the same as Dan and Gary, okay? They always fight on Twitter. Obviously, they're fighting.
Yeah.
That's why they have a bet.
You have to go with it, because that is the best PR, honestly. I mean, Jeremy, Jay, and Star Wars Theory's feud was infamous for, it was real, but then it became not real. But people thought it was real, and it was a thing. Really, it was awesome.
Oh my gosh. Before we continue, we do have a couple super chats. We got Nick S for $4.99. Thank you, Nick, says, "Hey ladies, VR, I like the hat.
Hoorah.
What SIG do you have? I've got a P226 and a P228. Also recently bought a Ruger GP100 in the 357 Magnum. Lots of fun."
What? Okay. We got no 365 people in here? What the heck, man?
So, okay. So, Nick, I've got my concealed carry weapon is a SIG 365. So that is, and I've been we were talking about this before the live show started. I'm 44 years old. The day I turned 21, I got a concealed handgun permit here in the state of Louisiana, where I'm from. Most everybody knows that I'm, born and raised in New Orleans. So, I mean, I've been a long time gun guy. And it's kind of fun because, cops know who the gun guys are. And even if you get pulled over,
you can tell it's a vibe. You can tell.
It is a vibe. So, like, look,
it's like an aura.
I will say this much. In my 28 years of driving a car, I can tell you there have been quite a number of occasions where if I got pulled over for speeding, which happens occasionally, when the state trooper or the sheriff's deputy walks up to the window and they say license and registration, and they see my concealed handgun permit and they see how long I've had it, they're like,
respect.
"Well, sir, have a good day." It's kind of one of those things. But my favorite SIG, now YouTube, I'm going to say this up front because I know how YouTube is. And I've done this on YouTube before, and I always preface it with, this is an educational demonstration. YouTube, educational.
Educational purposes.
Yes. And this is a Sig Sauer P229. So this is my favorite SIG in terms of a handgun. So Nick S., thank you for your chat. P229 and P365, and let's just say maybe there's some others.
And others.
We won't talk about those other ones. And just because I know this just came in, but just because we're on the topic again, Nick S. member message for 1 month says, "Sorry, Tugs, no 367. My CCW is CZP07. I hope I said that right."
Listen, all I'm gonna say, time out. We're sidebarring, okay? For the ladies, we don't have any in this chat now, but if we have any replayers, for the ladies, if you're confused, if you don't know what you're doing, I highly recommend the Sig Sauer Rose P365 Rose. You can get the XL, you get the regular one, doesn't matter. It comes with a whole. Oh, my light just died.
Is the rose the color, or is that the?
Well, it's the rose accent, so it's like rose gold accent.
That's what I thought. Okay, yeah.
But
it's a handgun, right?
It's the same. Yeah. It's the same weapon that I conceal carry.
Yeah, it's a 365, same thing.
Yeah,
but it comes with, it's designed specifically. Lena Mikulik. How do you pronounce it? Mikulik. Who her dad, look her up, very famous. It doesn't matter. She came up with a system for women specifically. So not only is it aesthetically pleasing because we like that, but also it comes with like a dummy. It comes with a dummy round so you can practice and all that. So it's designed for women to specifically get into shooting handguns and all that. So if you are a lady, you're not very into it, but you've always wanted to, I highly recommend that.
I would recommend this. I mean, for those of you who like Tug, if you want to shoot, I don't know if you have one of the fine points.
No, but yes, I know what that is. I don't have one, but yes.
So what the fine point is that this is a 9mm fine point. So if you have any 9mm handgun, especially ladies, and I can't look, and I've got 2 daughters. I've got an 18-year-old daughter who just moved to college. I've got a 16-year-old daughter who's in high school. These are great for, learning, because I can load. This is a laser projection system. So if you load this into any 9mm weapon, you can dry fire it and it will shoot a very high powered, like, red laser dot onto the target. So you can learn to shoot with these things, dry firing in a perfectly safe environment with any real firearm.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about, the bullet aspect of it. It's great. But yeah,
right, exactly.
If I can buy that, then
I put it this way:
I
have systems to where, like, they have phone apps, so I can put one of these in any 9mm weapon, and then download an app on my iPhone. Use the iPhone as the target in a stand, and then dry fire any real weapon at the iPhone, and they'll have a target on the iPhone, and then you can shoot at it, and it will just grade
That is cool.
your aiming. Yeah,
that is cool. I went shooting last week for the first time in a really long time. We shot a couple different weapons. It was really fun. Makes me
Wait
sad
till you
that
come
I
to
can't buy a
America.
handgun.
We'll have you shoot all kinds of stuff.
I want to own my own personal handgun. I know Mark says we have handguns, but that's
Did
yours.
you say when you come to America? Like, what is she, in California?
I'm in Canada.
Oh, okay.
That's
well, California, Canada, same damn thing.
It's almost the same. You know, just better weather in Cali.
When you
can't buy handguns.
When you come visit me in Texas, we'll have you shoot a semi-automatic shotgun that we may or may not own.
I need to get. I'm
that
long
Beretta made, Texas. And we'll have at that. Come visit. We're in the Austin area.
I will.
I got you.
Wisconsin this week tomorrow. So I don't know if they're
going to be in the Midwest. Hey, I was going to say, bring me cheese. Thanks.
I've been shopping for real estate because I know I'm not going to stay here in Louisiana long term. Well, it's between Texas, Pensacola, and Tennessee, and I'm more leaning towards Tennessee. So
Texas for their taxes.
I would say Pensacola is hurricane area. You don't want any part of that.
Tugs, I'm in New Orleans. You don't
My point exactly. If you're looking for land for long
food, think about the food aspect. What can you get? I'm
more leaning towards. Well, but here's the thing: Tennessee, Texas, and Florida all have the same state tax structure, which is to say, none.
Okay,
correct.
You know, no state income taxes. So that's why I'm looking there. No, but my first child.
It's just about the property tax. The property taxes, depending.
It's about property taxes. It's about state income taxes. It's about everything. It's all the costs that are involved in it. But I mean, look. I mean, as far as hurricanes, my oldest child, the one I just moved to college, let's see, November, 3 months ago now. I mean, she was born in the middle of Hurricane Katrina. I don't need to.
Snap.
Oh yeah, she came out at 26
that was 18
weeks.
years ago.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
She was born,
really? God,
she was born at 26 weeks. She was 1 pound 8 ounces when she came out.
Hey, honey, fun fact, Hurricane Katrina was 18 years ago. And goodbye. You're welcome.
So, no, we were told by doctors that my wife checked into the hospital. This was in 2005, in late August, and she had a lot of pregnancy complications. All three of my wife's pregnancies had complications that were very concerning. She's had 2 miscarriages, and I mean, she's always had difficult times with pregnancies. But our oldest, when she went in, she knew there was something wrong. And for the ladies out there that may be watching or understand how this works, and as a guy, I've grown to understand how this works. An ultrasound should not take 2.5 hours.
Oh, that's a big red flag. Yeah,
but it did. It did for our first child, and that was because.
What ultrasound did she have? Was it when you went to ER, or is it
it was like one of the routine ultrasounds, and it was like,
yeah, no,
it's
hour
right.
at most.
So
that one.
The short version is that all the amniotic fluid had just like gone, was reabsorbed into the body, and our oldest daughter was literally living inside of a shrunken plastic bag inside of my wife. And she got into the hospital. This was August 21st. We checked in. And on August 29th, Katrina came in. A few days before that, my wife and I were told, you guys need to go home. You need to pack all your bags and your luggage because you're going to be living here for the next 3 to 4 months. Because that's how long we're going to try to keep your wife in here to get her to her full, delivery, gestational age for your daughter. Yeah. Well, that wasn't going to happen. She came out and she was 1 pound 8 ounces. She spent the first 3 months of her life in the neonatal intensive care unit in the NICU. Yeah. And at a time in the first month she was in the NICU, There was no electricity that was being fed to the hospital.
So were you begging her personally?
Everything was on generator power.
Oh, okay. God.
Like we spent 5 weeks in a hospital trapped in New Orleans as the city was flooded during Katrina. And with a newborn baby who was 1 pound 8 ounces. And lo and behold, God has a plan. And she came home December 3rd of that year at 4 pounds 6 ounces.
Yes.
She is.
Thank God.
We were told that this kid was going to have all kind of genetic defects, and I didn't tell my oldest daughter until years later that well, just so you know, you actually code blued like 3 times. Like she died 3 times. We had neonatologists in there. We had I can't remember what the name of it. There was it was well, they had cardiac surgeons in there that specialized cardiac surgery.
Oh yeah, because their lungs aren't very developed. Their hearts can barely pump themselves, and
no, they can't. When she came out, I'll put it this way: when my first kid came out, we had to have a neonatal cardiologist come in and do open heart surgery on a 2-pound baby.
Oh my God!
To literally cut her arteries off her heart and reverse them. Because normally, like when a baby's in utero, the breath and the breathing goes in one direction, and when they come out and start breathing air instead of fluid, it goes in the other direction. Because she was so early, that did not naturally occur. A neonatal cardiologist had to come in and literally cut the arteries off her heart and flip them around to make that happen.
And they're so small too. Like if you can imagine, like a 1 pound baby tiny. Is not even your full palm.
Yeah.
Fits in your full palm.
Yeah.
And I've seen them. They're it's so weird. They're so translucent too.
Yeah. But this is the thing. We were told this shouldn't be able to happen. This kid shouldn't be able to survive. But she did. And now she is a full ride, straight A, honor roll scholarship student at in college. She is one of the most brilliant kids you'll ever meet. Perfectly normal. She is absolutely beautiful. And this was not supposed to happen, but for God's grace, this is where we are. I tell people all the time, this is what being a dad is all about. This is a Dadcast, right? So,
yeah.
That's part of the thing of growing up and realizing. And at the time, I was a 24-year-old kid.
Were you so scared? You're supposed to be scared in general. Like, obviously, that's very scary, but let's take that out of it for a second. Yeah. Were you so scared at 24? You're a baby. You're a baby yourself. Like 24 is not old.
Exactly.
Yes. I probably regressed into absolute. I don't know. I don't know.
I have a confession to make. So I'll do it here. I've never done this before on YouTube. And that is this. I remember driving up and down. So the hospital had 7 floors of parking lots.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, my wife was just relegated and checked in. We joked for years after this because the hospital had several refrigerators full of her breast milk for my oldest daughter because she was like, she was like a breast milk cow. We joked about it for a while.
Wait, time out. Whose breast milk was it? Was like
my wife's.
Oh, your wife's. Oh,
my wife's. Yeah, no, we joked about it because she was like, oh, so you're like a farm cow now. I think it's one of the things like the humor that kept her in good spirits. But I remember, and you got to remember the year this is 2004, 2005. Well, this was 2005 at this point.
The Bush era. Yeah.
And the big thing in music, remember, my wife was a music teacher, a Broadway. We were both like theater people, to get back to where we started with this. the thing that kept me grounded was, this kid was in the NICU with a ventilator hooked up to her that was pumping in 900 breaths per minute into her lungs just to keep them inflated so she wouldn't die.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
We had, at that point, the biggest thing on Broadway was Wicked.
Oh.
Yes. So I remember sitting in my car in the parking lot of the hospital. I don't know if I've ever told my wife this, but listening to Defying Gravity.
Oh, no. I love that song too.
And thinking
that's a good song. I don't like that.
This is what's going to get my kid through, because one day her lungs will work and she'll be able to sing this song. She's 18 years old now, and I've heard her sing that song.
Is she? Dang! Did you cry the first time she sang it?
Yep.
In front of you? Oh, I love that. I love it. It's like a full circle moment, and I'm glad she made it through. I mean, I've seen her. She's beautiful. She's grown up. It sounds like she's a good kid. So,
thank God.
The hard part was at the beginning, and it seems like hopefully it's the easy part now for her.
Yeah. No, and that's just it. I mean, that's what makes it great. You go back and you look at these moments in life, and it's like, this is what is being a dad is all about, is what I'm trying to get out. Mm-hmm. Is looking back on these moments, and it's hard to look back on them. And I sometimes regret the fact that I don't look back on them enough. But this is why I love doing the shows like this, because it gives me a chance to do something different that I do on the channel. And give people look, this is why I do what I do. This is why I love doing this kind of stuff, because I look back on my life and go, you know what? For all the times I've screwed up, and that's been plenty, shit's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Life's been great.
Yeah. That has been my favorite part about Dadcast. And we had Kelly Jones on earlier, a couple weeks ago, and he just goes into these, and you've done it as well, and I love it. It's my favorite thing, where you go down memory lane and you tell these stories about your kids and growing up and raising them and all of this stuff. And it has been my favorite part, because that is such an important memory, not only for you, but for your wife and for your daughter as well, to know that, listen, you were given life. God literally said, no, you're going to make it through this as a teeny tiny little, and listen, you guys know how small I am. Those who've met me, look how tiny my hand is. The baby was this, okay? And she is now a full grown adult. She's got a fully functioning brain, and she's able to live her life. And that is so amazing. And God was like, no, you're fine. It's fine. And she will forever know that and say, no, God's got my back, and I don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
And I love these stories. My favorite part about Dadcast is these little stories. And it's so scary at the moment. And now we look back at it and go, oh my God.
That's what makes life feel so good. It's like these bad moments, and it sucks at the time, but then when you get the happy moments, it's all worth it.
Yep.
Absolutely worth it. So.
I tell you what, give me 1 minute. I'm going to go grab the photo album, and I'll show y'all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Please.
Grab some super chats. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Yes. So we got Psychotic Mongoose has gifted a Poor Choice membership. Valiant made a poor choice coming on the stream, and so did you. So we appreciate that.
Yay!
Cheers. Oh crap! I unhighlighted the. Oh, where's that member message? Oh, here. Dave Chandler, member for 3 months, says, X-Ray Girl, Tugs, and Valiant. My night is complete.
Hi, Dave.
Yes, thank you, Dave. And we have Taylor Swift is greater than Disney, Star Wars, and MCU for $2. Long name. Valiant, hope you're taking the fam to Swift's film. Oh my God. Well, he has 2 girls, so I feel like he probably would. I mean, if I was a teen girl, I'd want to go, to be honest.
I would imagine. Yeah.
Listen,
you have to respect Taylor Swift's hustle. Okay.
She's
her hustle is
amazing.
Great.
Literally, everything she touches is money.
It's wild. She has single-handedly, look it up, Google it if you've not seen these stats.
Started the economy.
Single-handedly in some of these towns, like, boosted their economy. It's
like
wild.
every time she comes in, you know, in Toronto, the hotel prices tripled, which I don't think is fair, to be honest. I don't, but you know, it is what it is.
No, but you know what it does? Boost your economy. So
yeah,
you're welcome.
And apparently, since she's been dating the football guy, I know he's popular to football people, but whatever. It boosted a lot of their games. More people are watching, more people are going. His merch has increased, I think by 300% too. So, I mean, gotta give it to her.
Taylor Swift, Taylor Swift, put Travis Kelce on the map. And oh my God, he was nothing before her.
He wasn't nothing from what I heard, right? Right? I don't know. I don't watch sports.
No, so. He wasn't. But that's how the Swifties are like, oh my God, Taylor Swift is amazing.
I love it.
That's what they sound like.
We have Matt G on the Streamlabs side says, I do like stories like that where Valiant already met his wife before he met her. It's a prequel, episode 1, The Valiant Menace. Oh my God. That would be a great episode that he should do one. Well, maybe we can do one. We'll see how much we get through in terms of this episode, but I'm loving this origin story of his.
I know, I love it. This is my listen. I'm gonna be fully honest, and if he's listening, apologies. I'm going in this blind. I did not do my homework. I am going into this live stream absolutely blind. And
I mean, okay, not that I went in blind, but all I know is his channel's about a lot of pop culture stuff. There's not a lot about his personal life, which is fine, you know.
Oh yeah.
And then we're learning. We know he's a dad, and you know he's looks like he's been doing a very good job.
As a fellow, not quite as serious as his daughter, but as a fellow NICU baby that was born not alive, I get it. I get it.
I didn't realize how well these were glued into the scrapbook. So
please tell me. Wait, time out. Please tell me it's one of those photo albums with the clear,
plastic sheet on top.
Yes. But I mean, there.
All right, let me put you on solo. Oh my God!
Oh my goodness! Oh my God! Baby, she's so tiny. Look at her little hands. Oh my gracious!
She's now 18 years old, in perfect health, and a full ride scholarship college kid.
Wow! Look how smaller even her little feet are in this.
Oh my God!
That diaper.
I'll put it this way: you see my hand under this picture? That is scale. That is scale for this. Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Wow. Yeah. Dang.
And I mean, here's the thing. And 18 years later, I never thought I would be so thankful that she's off at college and she still calls me now for the last 3 months or texts me almost every day to talk to me.
Thank gosh.
I'm like,
that's so sweet.
This is what I'm figuring out is the older that I get, the little stupid shit like that is what kills me. I mean, I would never have thought this even 10 years ago that this is what I wanted in my life, but this is what I want in my life. My kids to go off to college and still call dad. And I'm like, Jesus God, I'm getting old. I'm like, this is it.
It's just appreciation. It's absolute appreciation. You know, I feel like relating to my life, I wasn't as appreciative of my family until about 24, 25. And I feel bad putting my parents through grief during that period. No.
Well, that's my 16-year-old daughter. That's what she does to me now.
Yeah. At some point it'll turn around, but it's getting through that hard part. And then they realize, oh my God, they're not against me. They were just trying to help.
That's just it. You know, before we started the show tonight, I've got my youngest, Renegade Jr., my only boy. And he's, Dad, can I go back to the other school that I was at last year? You know, I don't like this school. Everybody's mean to me kind of things. And I'm like, you know what, kid, look, I was there. I was in high school, junior high around your same age. And this is the age. This is when, hey, Amanda, good to see you.
We see you, Amanda.
I'm like, this is the age. I said, yeah, we could change you back out middle of the year. And I know there's a lot of other parents out there that would do that, but I'm not doing you any favors by doing that. Mm-hmm. This is the age where, you know what? Pain and suffering becomes the most important. Not because I want you to feel bad, or not because I want you to get bullied, or not because I want you to feel like you're losing your friends and they're getting mean, but it's because I've been there. This is how this is how men grow up. This is what you have to go through as a kid to become a man. You've got to push through the bullshit. This is junior high and high school. I'm like, I was there. And I'll tell y'all a secret. Don't kill me, Odin. Y'all, I don't know if y'all know this. Odin and I were at the same high school.
Was Odin? No. Wait, are you about to spill the fact that Odin was the bully? Did he put you in a trash can?
Oh, no. Odin.
Sorry. Did he put you in a locker?
Imagine Odin doing that. Oh my God.
No. Did he lock you in a locker?
Oh, no. Oh, God, no. If y'all think Odin is as old as me, that's an insult to Odin, okay? No. Odin and I are alma mater brothers. We figured this out several years ago because he was wearing a certain ring that leapt out at me 2 years ago. And I'm like, I know where you went to high school. And we started talking. We're like, yes, I didn't know he's also, and Odin has talked about this publicly before. He's originally a New Orleans boy, just like I am. We are alma mater brothers. Now, that young punk, all right, Odin, you bastard.
I can't imagine Odin as a punk.
So, no, Odin, I was long removed from our high school when Odin was there. But no, I graduated about 10 years before he did. Yeah. But point being is that, we've all gone through this as guys. And as a parent, in terms of Dadcast here, one of the biggest things I can recommend to the dads out there, and this is a big problem with modern society, is that it makes parents feel like that your responsibility as a parent to somehow insulate your child from pain and failure. No, don't do that, because then your child never grows up. Your job as a parent is to make sure that your child experiences the pain and failure that is part of life, because without that, they will never grow up. They will still be living with you and dependent upon you when they're 40 years old. You don't want that. You don't want that for yourself, but you especially don't want that for your kids. Let them go through that pain and hurt, because that builds character, that makes them better people. This is the problem I have with the modern generations of folks out there as a dad, because I look at this and I'm like, dude, I grew up as an only child. My parents filed for divorce when I was 7 years old. I was adopted. At birth, but I was adopted.
Wow.
And I went through that end of it, and I went through the years of legal embattlement afterwards. It basically started driving me into what I do today. When I was 16 years old, my father died from cancer. I was by myself. I watched him die for 6 months in our house. Until we finally got him in. He checked into a hospital and he got diagnosed with cancer, and 2 weeks later he was gone.
What was that?
You okay?
Tugs, you good?
I'm fine. That was a cat.
I was about to say it was a cat or a
might
ghost.
have been an animal.
Bro, are you okay? What happened? Jeez. Anyway, continue. Sorry.
I'm
so sorry to ruin such an important moment. Nightwing, well done, you dum-dum.
It's okay.
Jeez,
No,
I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. My dad got checked into a hospital finally because he'd gotten so bad after 6 months of just deteriorating. And he went in and he got diagnosed with cancer. 2 weeks later, he died. And I look back at this point in my life. I was 16 years old at that point. My parents were divorced. I hadn't seen my mother in 6 years, I think, at that point. And yeah, so that's kind of how it was. But going back to the God puts people in your life, God does things for you, he puts you where you need to be mantra. One of my best friend growing up, best man at my wedding, my wife and I get married some years later. I spent 3 weeks with him and his dad. His dad happened to be the chief anesthesiologist and one of the medical directors at the hospital my dad was at. Had it not been for him, I wouldn't have known what was going on. But this is what steeled my nerves. This is what got me into doing what I do. The next 8 years of my life was dealing with my father's estate and trying to get it unwound. And I got screwed by so many lawyers, I lost count.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what got me into doing what I do today. This is what got me into, you know what? I'm going to become a financial planner because I'm not going to ever let anybody go through this bullshit again. So, I've taken that and I've put that onto YouTube because I can take what I've learned from the financial side of things. And people ask all the time, well, how did you get into the Hollywood side of things? And I've told the story once or twice on YouTube, but I still love it because it brings me back to my dad. And he's what made me the dad I am now. I'm imperfect, gloriously imperfect, but I love what I do. And that was, I remember when I was 7 years old. Do y'all remember Angela Lansbury and Murder, She Wrote?
Yes, I love that show. I love that show.
So when I was 7 years old,
X-Ray Girl's like, I don't know what that is. I never heard
that shame, X-Ray.
Okay, wait. You've seen Beauty and the Beast, right? X-Ray Girl?
A long
the cartoon,
time ago.
Beauty and the Beast. Okay.
A cartoon?
Mrs. Potts.
Mrs. Potts. Yes, the teapot. Mrs. Potts.
In the original.
Wait, sorry. I was thinking Black Beauty.
No!
No. I watched Beauty and the Beast. I mixed them up. I'm so sorry.
When I was 7 years old,
Black Beauty sent me to therapy. That's a whole nother conversation.
That's
Beauty
and
the Beast.
Yes, I watched it.
She was the voice of the teapot, Mrs. Potts.
That's it. Angela Lansbury. When I was 7 years old, I asked my dad, because we watched Murder, She Wrote every week when it came on. This is how I literally got into the Hollywood stuff. I said, Dad, how do they keep finding so many people that volunteer to get murdered in these television shows?
I thought it was real.
Literally how this happened.
Oh my God.
And my dad started explaining to me how Hollywood works and special effects works and how production works, because that was his thing. He was also in the financial industry. He had nothing to do with Hollywood, but he loved it. He loved photography. He loved
cool.
Hollywood.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I kind of got to the point where after I was doing all the musical theater stuff and everything else, and I got to this point in my life and I'm like, you know what? I want to do a YouTube channel and I want to talk about the Hollywood stuff because I know how the financial side works. I know how the tax side works. And I understand how Hollywood productions work because my dad loved that kind of stuff and he brought me up in it. So I'm going to put these two things together and just go have fun on YouTube. And that's kind of where we are now.
I love it.
That's the base. I don't know if I've ever told all these stories in one place in my life.
I love
YouTube,
it. I love it because
I
love it because I have a friend that
this is the Valiant Renegade origin story.
It's great, and it's such good advice. And I told this to my friend who just started Instagram. Like, she wants like a public Instagram with her Disney and travel stuff. And I was like, just have fun. Like, don't post for the views. Don't post for whatever. Like, post what you want and have fun with it, and it'll come in time. It's going to take time, but have fun with it, because otherwise you're going to hate yourself.
Yeah. And if you're only chasing views, money, all of that, you're gonna just be stuck on the analytics, and you're not going to do the content you enjoy because you're just chasing fame. So
exactly.
You have to have fun. And that's the best advice. And I think Gary was 1,000% right. You've got to have fun here on YouTube, because I think there's too many people that get into YouTube thinking it's all about metrics and numbers. And I get that, because I'm a total numbers guy. I'm a financial planner for a living for 20 years. I'm a numbers guy. But I love working with my clients. I love doing financial planning. There's an emotional passion for it. And you've got to bring the same thing here to YouTube.
Good for you for enjoying financial planning. It is.
And YouTube.
Well, I feel like YouTube.
Well, like I said, because I look at it from life experiences. It's like, I went through the worst of this bullshit, and I don't want my clients to ever go through the same thing. I'm dealing with, well, my firm, my partner and I, he has older clients than I do, but I mean, combined, we've got nearly 10 clients this year that passed away. We're dealing with families, with children, with grandchildren. And this really brings us into focus. And it's like, dude, this is why we do what we do, because there's people out there that just wouldn't be able to get through this or know how to navigate this from a legal and financial and tax perspective if we weren't here. And I love this, because it's like, and for me personally, it's like, I went through the worst of this bullshit as a kid, as a 16-year-old. I know how everything can go wrong, and I just want to help people not go through what I went through 30 years ago.
I have a question. Now, my financial planner is a family friend of mine, and we had a conversation. She says she knows meeting couples if they're going to make it or not. Do you?
That laugh tells me everything.
You have the same sense.
It tells me everything I need to know.
Yes.
Yes. And I want to hear your perspective on it, just to see if it's kind of the same as hers. Like, what is it that shows if a couple works or not? And this will help, hopefully, people in their relationships as they go on and meet people.
Yes, definitely. In this day and age, it's so different. Like when my wife and I first started dating, I mean, and this sounds crazy, but 25 years ago, things were far more traditional, right, than they are today. But you probably can tell right off the bat. In fact, I'll tell you this, X-Ray Girl. Do y'all have any idea, Tug? Do y'all have any idea what the first chapter, the first course for the Certified Financial Planner, the CFP coursework is? Do you know what the first course out of the 7 or 8? I don't know what it is now. Human psychology.
I was going to say something to do with marriage, but I guess that's the same thing.
Yeah. And the reason is because, you know, if you get this
we're nuts. Okay. Humans are nuts.
Well, they are. Yeah. Especially women. I'm sorry.
No, it's true. No, it's true.
I'm married to one, so I can say this.
The hormones, okay?
Yeah, I know.
It's true. We are nuts.
But the point is that you have to be able to sit down when you sit with clients and you listen to them. It's like you need to be able to hear what they're telling you, but you need to be able to hear what they are telling you.
Here's what, listen, wait. I'm going to take this break just a second. 25 years ago, who those of you who don't realize, was 1998. Like, I think Google was 97, 98. So Google itself was just a baby. YouTube didn't exist. The internet as we know it didn't exist. Like all of these things. So let's just put that in perspective. Just for a second, let's take a step back and remember that was 1998. And so you're doing all of these things. Now it's a little bit easier because you can DM Valiant, people like Valiant, and be like, hey, you know, my parents just passed and I don't know what to do. Like, help me. You know, but back in the day, like there was actual wills and trusts and, and you had to like go through all this stuff and it was a big fiasco. Anyway, perspective, continue.
No, you're right. I mean, it is very different. And look, that's kind of been part of it. And people have asked me about it on YouTube before, and I'm like, well, yeah, this is why I do what I do on YouTube, and this is where I've come from. But I can't do this on YouTube because, you know, my industry is so highly regulated. It's like, no, I just look, I bring this up as a matter of perspective. It's like, this is why I love to talk about the box office and Hollywood and things like this. But that's what drove me here. But I mean, in terms of being a dad, it has shaped everything that I've done with the kids and everything else, you know, from, like I said, I have two teenage daughters, a son that's going to be 13 next year. This is just part of life. I mean, this is just trying to drive home logic and reality to the kids these days in a world that is, frankly, more often than not, very devoid of logic and reality, it seems, far too often. But that's where we are. So
it is really unfortunate that it almost feels like the kids end up being the parents to a lot of families. No, it's true. It's true.
You're right.
And, it's testing the borders, and when you're a kid and seeing what you can get away with, and it seems like kids are allowed to get away with a lot more. You know, teachers are at the mercy of these children.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of scary because the teachers can't actually, you know, discipline. And I'm not saying hit the kids, but even just saying, like,
not
don't
corporal
do that.
punishment. No.
Yeah. And
although really I wouldn't mind if they brought it back, to be honest.
Me neither.
Yeah. I mean,
like, kids are cruel.
I remember, I don't know about you, X-Ray. I don't know how old you are, but I mean, I remember as a kid growing up, I was born, I was very much definitively an 80s kid. Like, I was already born before the 80s started. So, I mean, I remember the disciplinary chair we called in grammar school when I was there, like the black chair, like it, and it was called that because the chair literally was painted like with black ebony paint with the school logo on it. And it's like, you did not want to go to this chair when you were a kid because it meant you done effed up bad.
The dunce cap.
Yeah, that kind of thing. And it's like, you were fearful of being disciplined and humiliated justifiably in front of classmates. You were afraid of, you know, having those punishments. Nowadays, it seems like schools and even terribly parents are tripping over themselves to justify my truth with their kids and all this kind of stuff. It's like, no, you're failing at your jobs. That's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to, frankly, sometimes by today's standards, you're supposed to be mean to your kids. You're supposed to wake them up. And like we were talking about earlier, you know, my youngest son is having issues with kids in the school and things like this. And it's like, okay. And like, I got picked on in high school. I was a small kid. This is how it goes. This is going to make you a bigger, better, stronger man as you get older. If I pull you out of this now, if I just, you know, alleviate you of this normal childhood burden, I'm not doing you any favors.
No, because if
really
if we extrapolate it to like you keep doing that, how many jobs are you going to quit based on, oh my God, my coworkers hate me?
Exactly.
All of them.
Yeah.
You're never going to find,
especially for women, right? Like, there was the old Family Guy joke with, do you work with any other women that you don't like? And then Quagmire shut up and let the women in the back of the car just go off.
Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna spill some tea. The RV park we lived at, because I live in a travel trailer. The RV park we lived at in Vegas before we moved out in Texas. I went and paid our rent a couple weeks ago. And the girl was like, oh my God. One of the girls that worked here was terrified of you. Terrified. And I was like, why? Short version is she's married to my ex from like 12 years ago.
Oh my God.
12 years ago. And this girl who worked there now was like, she no longer works here. So now all I can think of in my head is that she quit because of me. And I'm like, it's been 12 years. Like, what is wrong? Okay.
Oh,
are you okay? Living rent free in her head, apparently, for 12 years.
Yeah. Because you're never going to be in a perfect situation. There's always going to be someone, something that's going to make your life, job, everything like hard. And I mean, I get why you kept your tried to help your son go through all those issues with being in a new school. But it's a good learning lesson. And one of the things that I've learned, especially with a lot of friends that have moved away for schooling or work or whatever, tough it out for 4 months.
Yeah.
Because everyone feels so alone whenever they move. But then afterwards you find, oh, I have new friends. I have new hobbies. I have all this.
Yeah. Whenever you move, and not even like as a family moving, but like when you go off on your own for the first time, I was terrified. I was so really scared. Scary. Oh my gosh, it's so scary. So you're like, I'm by myself in a college and I don't know why. And I'm like, my mom, I want my mom.
Well, that's my oldest right now, but she's adjusted very quickly. I've been very impressed at how much she's adjusted. I mean, she was always the introverted one. I mean, her younger sister, the 16-year-old sophomore in high school, let's just say she's very much like her dad. Okay. Drives my wife nuts, which I can understand. But the point is that, every kid has their own distinct personality, and being part of being a dad is, and one thing I've had to learn that I'm still adjusting to, I'm still nowhere near good at, is trying to placate, or maybe not placate, but maybe adjusting to those different personalities and things like that, because it is very different. Now, for those of like the members of my channel out there, y'all know who the second kid is. You've seen her in the member videos. Like we had to give her a code name, right? My oldest kid is very meek and very introverted, but she loves her dad and, the Katrina baby and all this kind of stuff, kind of thing. Her younger sister, that's 2 years younger, completely the opposite. She's totally her dad, like I said. We had to give her well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, we had to give her a name. And the name that she joyously adopted on the fishing boat video that we did for members was Sparkle Bitch.
Stop it.
No, I'm dead serious. Sparkle Bitch.
I was gonna say, all of my friends, I'm the only one that we're the only ones really, but me, out of my like local friends, I'm the only one without kids, and every single couple that I know that has more than one, their second child is an absolute insane.
It's a
they're not
total middle child syndrome. Total middle child syndrome.
Run around like crazy, like, I'm a sparkle bitch. Like, that does not surprise me.
Yeah,
I understand her.
Yeah,
I'm the oldest. I'm the oldest of my siblings, so I don't understand that. But the second child is absolutely bonkers.
I love it. I love it.
And that's just it. I mean, it's like every kid's different, y'all. Every one of them is different. That's just what you got to get through. I mean, that's part of marriage after this long. That's part of having a family after this long. And look, it is as much as I can complain about it, that it drives me nuts, I wouldn't trade it back. I really wouldn't.
Yeah.
Crazy.
This is exactly what Shad is trying to impart in the world with his he's just like, I want everyone to just feel this happiness. And we get to see, well, I mean, Shad's kids are young still, but with you having the one go off to college, being an adult, and that's a huge step, and that's the one that is so exciting as a parent. It's a scary chapter, but I'm sure it's very exciting For my parents, they were mostly scared, but you know. They were worried we wouldn't have jobs, you know.
That's it. Yeah.
So yeah,
I'm more worried you're gonna go through the whole football team at this point.
Oh my god. Well,
listen, modern feminism, college, you never know. I'm just saying.
I think that happens even like back in the day. At least in high school.
I mean, maybe.
Before we go to this, what is this we're sharing?
All right,
we have a different
you wanted to
visitor
know
on the boat today. You guys know RJ, Renegade Jr. So since we try to obscure names here.
Pause it. She's legal, right?
No.
Define legal.
No, she's 16.
Is she 18 in this video or 16?
This is a middle child, right?
Oh, hell no. She's 15 in this video.
Okay, gentlemen in the chat, this is a 15-year-old girl. Let's settle down. All right, settle.
Oh, please. Yeah, no.
Settle.
Don't make me look. You have no idea how long range of a sniper shot I can make.
Down.
We just talked about a bunch of guns. I don't know any
this is my 15-year-old daughter.
Settle down, gentlemen. Okay. Settle down.
This is cute. I love this top. What's this top?
My channel members have seen this video. They thought it was wonderful and just
her top is super cute. In all seriousness, she's beautiful, and I don't mean that in a creepy way because I'm a lady, but also her top is cute, and I'm gonna need that.
I'm sorry. I suddenly thought you were a lesbian, Tugs.
No,
it is 2023.
But men in my chat, let's focus. She's not your type. Thank you so much.
Oh, can I also ask?
Yes.
I know your oldest can sing. Your middle, can she sing and do music theater and all that?
She thinks she can sing. She doesn't have. She can. She can do it. She's not as good as her older sister. Her older sister is in terms of. Okay, no, like her older sister has much more of her mother in her than she does. This one on screen, Sparkle Bitch over here, has much more of her daddy in there. Now look, Daddy can sing.
Sparkle Bitch. Okay.
Daddy can sing. All right. Daddy has done blues. Daddy has done Broadway.
If you donate $1,000, he will sing for you.
Wow!
I tell you what. You know what? Look, y'all can go ahead and super chat. Where the hell are the super chats here? Super chat into these two wonderful ladies. We're gonna play this. Here's Sparkle Bitch.
Well, we have a different visitor on the boat today. You guys know RJ, Renegade Jr. So since we try to obscure names here, today, this is...
Sparkle Bitch, that's what you call me.
Wait, your face!
We can't put that on YouTube. No, this is Stupid. That's it. Her code name is Stupid.
Thank you.
So when we say, oh, Stupid's on the boat today... Stupid. Where to, Stupid? See, she knows now. Go back to Sparkle Bitch.
Notice the sick hat she's wearing.
I love it.
Yeah, is that yours or is that her?
Yes.
That's yours?
Straight A honor roll. Zero common sense. Very true.
I love the banter.
No, that's so true.
Very good.
If you're high on the honor roll, you have no common sense. It's facts.
Yeah, facts. Okay.
No, that's
facts.
Oh man.
So
I remember
this is us. Skinny. I mean, look, and she is. I joke with her about it, and I joke with her a lot. For like all the lack of common sense she has. She really is like she has been a 4.5 GPA student since like third grade.
Book smart.
That's
there's
amazing.
book smart,
Very
there's
much.
book smart, and there's street smart. And
yes,
she'll get
they
there
both have their advantages.
When she goes
Let me tell you why. As much as she pisses me off, this is Dadcast. Let's talk dad stuff. Dads out there, listen to this. I don't care how much bullshit she gives me, because the one thing I've learned is that she is dead set dedicated to going into her craft. What is her craft? She wants to take after my mother. My mother was one of the very first certified registered nurse anesthetist Sorry. I had a sneeze coming in. Dang it. CRNAs! Certified registered nurse anesthetists out there. I'm doing it again. I was sick all last week. This is what we're getting. Here's the point. Dang it.
We might need an anesthetist for Valiant.
I know. I need a nurse anesthetist. The flu for 5 days will kick your ass. All right. So the point is, no, she wants to be like my mother was. She wants to be into the CRNA program. So I'm like, look, okay, if you do that, you will graduate college and you will, before you graduate college, have a guaranteed $250,000 a year job. Okay, go for that. Like, I'm done. I don't care. You want to be as goofy as you want. That's what she wants to do. Yep. Because her mantra is, I'm like, all right, you want to go into nursing? She's like, yes. I'm like, what do you want to do? I want to be like Grammy. Okay, good. You'll make $250,000 and I don't have to worry about you anymore. I'm fine with that. That's fine. Yeah. I'm good. Fine. Do that. Yes.
I love that. And dental hygiene. Like the girls who clean the teeth, not the dentist, but the girls, bless you, who clean the teeth. They make, the girl I went to made 98 and some change.
Really?
And all she does
in Canada, it's not as good.
Depending on where they are.
Yeah.
Well, you know, the thing is, nurses, here's the thing. RNs, registered nurses, will always have a job. Certified registered nurse anesthetists will always have a job. And I mean, they're coming out of college right now with that registration for $250,000 a year. So I'm like, look, you'll have student loans, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
You'll be fine.
There's CRNAs in Canada. I have never heard of this job. And it's so crazy because there's a lot of hospital jobs out there. You know, TV shows are the worst for this. You know, everything looks like it's the doctor or the nurse.
Oh, yeah. Grey's Anatomy. We're going to meet Mr. McDreamy.
It doesn't happen like that. There's a billion jobs in a hospital. I found out, of course, but there's always some other jobs that I've never heard of. And yes, there is a nurse I see what happened now. Nurse anesthetist.
See, I've said it for 40 years. I can't say it now. Because I'm having sneezing fits. Exactly.
It's also a degree under respiratory therapist too. Okay, interesting. Or a registered nurse. Anesthetist. So yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Dave Chandler for $10 is learning Valiant's love life on I can't speak. I think I got Gary Boomerism.
Well, I'm glad I'm not the only one.
So, let's try this again. Learning Valiant's love life on poor choices was most definitely not on my bingo card for the evening, but it's nonetheless a pleasant surprise. Bring this man back, ladies. He's taking over the web.
That's facts. He's taking amazing. All of our jobs. Really,
I'm actually really glad that we got into this because I did not know about you being a dad. It's not, of course, very, very public until you popped in the chat. So I'm glad that worked out. I'm glad.
And we've scared him off.
I love the dad part. It's fun. Look, I got onto YouTube to have fun, but the dad aspect and having to do the family stuff is an added bonus. I mean, that's the, I mean, I've got to provide and go forward with this. And I've told people, I'm like, look, I can have fun all I want, and I would continue to have fun, but I would have to measure my time on YouTube if it wasn't as financially successful as it was, because I can do other things to build that gap. But I would much rather do this. I'd much rather be here and have this kind of fun and go into this.
Yeah. Well, it's the same. I think a lot of people who do this the smart way, of course. I call it the smart way because it's the most logical. You can do it the other way and dream very big, but that's a risk. You know, you have your day job and then you do this on the side, and then hopefully one day it will become your day job or night job. I find most YouTubers are night workers anyway. So
very much
so. So yeah. Yes, if you have or want advice from Valiant, I'm sure he would totally give it for future YouTubers out there.
I kind of want advice. How much do you charge?
We'll see.
YouTube, nothing. Nothing.
Yay!
I love that. I love that. I wish you were in Canada.
That's a compliance issue. So.
Ken Burrows, member for 7 months. Thank you, Ken. Guys, I was a 3-pound baby and I'm almost now 70 years old.
I had to clarify with Ken because I was like, wait, you were a 3-pound baby and you're now almost 70 pounds? But no, he meant 70 years old.
Yeah. Ken,
I was
I'm
like,
glad you made it through.
He made it through, guys.
Yeah. I think anything under, I say 5 pounds, it always ends up being a Nikki baby, unless of course you can breathe and your blood flows very well.
I feel like 5 pounds is very universal, like animals, kids, whatever. Like if 5 pounds is your cutoff.
I look at like babies who are like normal size and I almost think they're huge now because I've seen so many NICU babies.
Aww.
And it makmakes me sad that I have that view, but then when I see a normal baby, I'm like, I'm so glad that happens. And
you're like, thank God.
Thank God. Because it is tough. It is tough. And I mean, I don't know, how big were your other children when they were born?
Oh,
He's
I
like
mean
18 pounds each.
Well, Sparkle Bitch was like 8'6". So she was the normal kid.
God,
oh yeah.
Your poor wife.
Yeah. And then Renegade Jr. was.
Oh no. Oh God, he's got to think about
maybe 7 in that range.
Oof.
I don't. Okay, so I mean, look, my wife had 3 C-sections from first to last. So I'm trying to remember how that fettered out.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean that's kind of the issue there. So I mean, look, it doesn't matter how they come out, it matters how they grow up. I've learned that as a dad too. So yeah.
Amen. There is an entire, and I don't have to preach to anybody in this chat, but there's an entire section of like maternity moms that are like, oh well, you didn't give birth, like that doesn't
like
count
as if it's like
yeah, and I'm like
badge of
I
honor.
don't think that yeah, no, it's worse actually, in my personal opinion, having a C-section because you're awake and you get to see it and it's awful. And
I hope your doctors
terrible.
cover you up a little bit.
Well, they're supposed to, but listen, stuff happens, but you're not asleep for it, you're awake for it, and they numb you. But you know, it's a thing, and you have like, it's very traumatizing to your body. And so anybody that says that that's not a real birth
that is true. I'm
rude in my opinion, because they went through a little bit more than I think you did it the natural way, and congratulations. Like that's what your body is supposed to do, but not everybody's built that way.
The reason you do a C-section is something
I'm a C-section baby, so I'm a little defensive on it.
And it's really rude that you would say I'm better than you for
there's a whole it's a rabbit hole. There's a whole maternity section of like the maternity moms, especially now on social media, that are like, oh well, you didn't really give birth, so like it doesn't count.
This is
like
why
you had the easy way out. And you're like, the easy way out? They literally cut me from, what are you talking about? Oh, anyway. That's it's fine. We detoured, sorry.
It's okay. It's all good. We got Dave Chandler again with a $50.
Dave Chandler.
$50, Dave.
I said I was gonna maybe use the pump at 50, but I already opened the wine bottle. So sorry, chat.
You'll just have to pump the air.
I'll just have to pump the air. I hate this thing, by the way. It's so much harder to open. It's so much harder to open the bottle than with this, in my opinion.
No. Listen, the wing thing I like way better.
This is so much better.
I agree.
This thing, it's super easy. To do it. It's like a workout. You know, I'd rather do this to my husband than this. Anyways, I'm joking. This was supposed to be a joke. Anyway, sorry, Dave Chandler.
It's not that bad. Jeez.
You asked Valiant. Cheers, ladies. Give the geeks and nerds my best. Cheers. Thank you, Dave. By the way, so kind of getting into like your nerdism slash I love that you were a music theater kid.
Yay, Broadway kids.
like, were you always a nerd, or did that kind of develop afterwards?
Oh no, always a nerd. That was kind of always part of it. I think it just came with the territory. I don't know why the theater portion of it came into play, but yeah. So just kind of baked in after a while, I guess.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Nerds in every corner of the world, because I think I went to like an art school, and I can't say that I knew a lot of like Hollywood comic book type of nerds. But then again, who knows? Maybe it's something that they just didn't talk to me about. So that is very awesome. Natural Advice for $1.99 asks, what was your experience with financing and marriage? That is a very broad question.
Experience with financing and marriage.
Like financing a marriage?
Or like, I guess maybe, okay.
Yeah, I need a little bit more guidance on how to answer that, because that is a wide cast net.
Let's go with how did you and your wife talk about finances in the beginning of your relationship, getting serious and all that? Let's go.
Or even later in the relationship when you realize she's like a Kohl's-aholic or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Love Target, basic bitching all day long.
How do you talk about that sort of stuff?
Well, I mean, look, marriage, you've got to have a balance here, right? And this is the part of the problem with today's generations, I guess, from that perspective, is to say that you have to go in. You can't go in all sunshine and roses thinking everything's going to be great and fine and wonderful. You've got to go in knowing that you have to tailor expectations to reality. You have to know that, yes, I love you. Oh, I love you too. That's great. That's the most important thing. But real shit gonna happen, and you've got to get past that. And part of that is, you know, the biggest reason that divorces happen in America today is because of financial variance, right? And that's a big part of it. So there has to be expectations on both sides. I'm traditional. I think, hey, men out there, your job is to, pardon my French, fucking provide. Okay? And that's just it. That doesn't mean that you prohibit your women or the women from working in life, but my opinion is it is your fucking job to bring home the bacon. And if you can't do that as a man, then maybe you shouldn't be fucking a woman. No. Okay, there.
All right. Wow, that was a really good answer, I think.
You shouldn't. No. You shouldn't be. If you cannot take care of a family, then don't get married as a man. If you cannot take care of your wife, your girlfriend, and your children, don't get married. Don't go down that road. I'm sorry.
Also, don't have babies. That's another thing I hate.
Definitely, especially don't have babies.
It's like, oh, well, my woman will work. No, I'm sorry. You're a fag. Okay. So no, get your shit together and do what you need to do. Be a man and take care of the household. That being said, that does not preclude a woman from working. That does not preclude a woman from earning. That's all fine and good. But men, it's incumbent upon you to do your damn jobs. That's it. That's it. It's finally do your damn job and take care of your house and your wife and your children. Let me tell you what. Here's a good Valiant Renegade tip. If you take care of your lady, if you take care of your wife, if you take care of your house, if you do your job as a man, your wife will take care of you.
Oh,
bound chicka, wow.
Hey, that is dropping
facts.
That's
how shit works.
In more ways than one, gents.
Yeah, that's how shit works. So I apologize. I'm gonna I gotta bail out briefly. I will jump back in when I get in the car. I had a unexpected. I have to go pick a kid up issue.
He's got to do dad things.
I have to do dad things.
Is this the super bitch?
Yes, this is Sparkle Bitch. I have to go pick up a Sparkle Bitch. So yes, so I will hop in the car and try to hop back in if I can. If I can't make it technologically work, don't blame me.
There's a tortilla behind a burrito.
Yes.
What is happening?
I saw a burrito.
Renegade Jr.
Is it a burrito?
Hi.
Say hi.
I love the blanket. Hello.
That is the best blanket
I want
ever.
a blanket like
I
that.
want one.
Oh, we've had this blanket for years. It still smells like 3 dogs. So. Anyway.
If we don't see you, Valiant, where can people find you?
YouTube and stuff, and Twitter and stuff.
Under Valiant Renegade, also maybe Sparkle Bitch, one of the two. I don't know.
Yes, probably. So.
All right.
Thank y'all for having me on. I apologize. I had to bump.
No, it's fine.
Before expected. So.
As long as she's safe, that's all that matters, honestly.
No, it's dad stuff, and I'm sorry. But
no,
it happens.
Don't be sorry.
So,
thank you for coming.
I'm going to be listening. Everybody in chat, stay in. I might get back in here. Hang tight. But listen to these wonderful ladies. Please, 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 please. This has been such a fun show, and I thank you all.
Thank you for coming on.
Tell Sparkle Bitch we love her.
I will.
So weird for me to say.
I tell you what, we'll do this again, and I'll bring Sparkle Bitch on.
Yes.
Will she be wrapped in the tortilla blanket?
Oh, she might be. She was on Midnight's Edge before. She's been on Toxic Femmes on Midnight's Edge. So yes.
I love that.
She needs her own blanket, like a sparkle blanket.
Yes.
Sparkle. Yes. Yeah.
Indeed.
Yep. All right. Cheers. Thank
Bye.
you.
Take care.
Oh my God. Thank you for coming on, Valiant. That was awesome. Honestly.
As long as, listen, we will never be mad at having to balance for kiddos as long as they are safe.
It's called responsibilities, and our show comes second to you and your families. So, you know, it's all good.
Sometimes the show comes second to us and our own families. I'm just saying.
Yeah. It happens all the time. And it's all good. It's all good. You know, we've had our moments, you know, Tugs and I, you've seen our life stuff with our pets and, you know, relationships and family stuff comes up, and, you know, we always got each other's backs.
Is my cat okay? I don't know. I think he's okay.
Hopefully, after attacking the camera.
He's a dumb. He's like, let me just fall off the freaking desk real quick. That was a great idea.
All right, we got one more super chat left. We got Jason Webster for 5 Australian. Says, my late father always said, if there is something you're passionate about doing as a career, do it. Do not let anybody tell you can't. Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Do you see Nightwing? Is he okay? Oh, okay. Yes, agreed. There's always, there's that classic like cliche saying where it's like, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. And I feel like that's absolutely accurate.
And I've
in my wise 36 years of living,
I've gone through so many different jobs with, you know, aesthetics, waxing. I've been a teacher. I've X-ray tech, obviously, in this. My favorite job was probably X-ray tech next to this. And the reason, not the job in itself 100%, although it is really nice when you get compliments from your patients. But I really, really loved working with my coworkers.
Me too. I tell you what, this last job I just left, that was the hardest part, was leaving my coworkers, because they're all so great people. And it's like, I say this in a non-egotistical way, but it sounds egotistical, but like, I did a really good job at my last job. And I just hope that I was able to communicate like how to do it. You know what I mean? Like, you have a job and you like type up what you do step by step. And like, I hope, but I know my bosses miss me.
It all depends on the person reading it too, though.
Yeah, I know they miss me, because they're like, what? I get text messages from some of the girls and they're like, how do I do this? I'm like, let me think, because I'm not sitting in front of it. So you're like, you have to do this and this. It's a struggle.
It really is. Now, I guess with Valiant Renegade coming off, there were, I think should we do a little bit of a sip and chill? There was one thing I really wanted to talk to you about specifically.
Oh Lord, here we go. Holocron.
Now, I feel really bad. There is going to be a new reality show.
Ooh, what? Oh Lord, what?
Well,
oh no.
The only reason I know about these people is actually from Pearl.
Oh no.
And it's Adam22 and his girlfriend. I don't know what it is.
No! Why?
Lena, I think is her name. They're going to start a new reality show. And I really wanted your opinion to chat with you specifically about this. And since we have a little bit of time.
Hey, Duke, can I go screw somebody else and then post it on Twitter and then we get a reality show and get paid millions of dollars? Is that okay with you? No? You're saying no? Is that a giant no? Can I hear a no? I'm getting the middle finger. Okay, so no is the answer. No. Okay, great.
So I did not know this, but she's apparently called Lena the Plug.
Yeah, because she gets plugged. Anyway, all right. I'm
done. Yeah. I saw the commercial for it. It was really ridiculous. And Adam22 launched reality TV show where winner can sleep with them. Now, she's apparently only really slept with women on her.
No, she has not. She slept with her most famous. Okay, time out. The reason they have this show is because she banged some black guy and was like thoroughly enjoying it, which is, hey, listen, kudos, whatever. But she was thoroughly enjoying it. And that's all right. Anyway, continue.
Good for her, I guess. I don't know.
Not a woman, very obviously a black guy, if you know what I mean. Not a woman. All right. Anyway.
Okay, well, I don't know. This reality TV show is just ridiculous. So adult stars Lena the Plug and I laugh every time I say that. And Adam22 have announced a new reality show with a bizarre plot twist. The winner gets to sleep with them. For the love of Lena, we'll see 10 male contestants battle out to be crowned the winner, with the likes of TikToker Cripmac and porn star John Legendary being among those taking parts. Wow.
Wait, isn't John Legendary the one that she slept with? The chat may know more than me. I don't know. I don't know his name.
I don't know who she slept with besides her husband.
It was a prawn star, a male prawn star, a black male prawn star, and he was very handsome, but I don't know his name. I don't remember his name. The chat may know more.
But yeah, that's her whole reason. The reason they were trending on Twitter and the reason Pearl went after them and Rolo kind of and all these people went after him was because he literally let her. Oh my God. Jesus, take the wheel. I can't. Oh my God.
You know what? It's not Jesus, but it's Valiant Renegade for $100. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Valiant.
I'm very sorry that Lena the Plug is on.
Cover your eyes, Valiant. Don't let your wife.
Don't let Sparkle Beach see this. Oh my God. Thank you so much. You don't have to do this. Sorry, I had to bail. Unexpected kid issue. Thank you for having me. Had an absolute blast. Love to both of you. I don't think he wants to come back because we're talking about Lena the Plug.
I don't blame him. I wouldn't want to come back either.
Oh my God. Thank you so much, Valiant. Please don't do this again. You really don't have to do this. Oh my God.
Welcome to Poor Choices, where our guests pay us to come.
Apparently.
No. Thank you, Valiant. You did not have
Valiant.
To do that.
I hope everything's okay.
Listen, as long as Sparklebee is okay and she gets a milkshake, and I'm putting that stipulation in whatever happened, give her a milkshake.
You're welcome. And we need her on the next time we have you on Dadcast. So.
Oh, hey, I'm totally effing coming back. Okay, great. Yes! We're going to talk about Lena, right? Lena the Plug, your favorite.
We'll get our Lena out now so we don't have to plug her again, okay? Although I'm sure she would want to be plugged.
Honestly, Andrew has a point. Let her. I don't think no, she's letting him. Okay, let's be real here.
She's letting him be a cuck.
Yeah.
The show is set to start on YouTube on Monday, November 13th, which already has happened. I want to watch. Maybe we should just watch it just for fun.
Should we watch it?
I think so. I think so. But the Not Safe for Work will later be available on OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Prawn Stars tied the knot in May after 7 years together. They have since made headlines for their unique podcast with X-rated endings and lifestyle choices, including Lena filming a not safe for work scene with fellow adult star Jason Love. Ooh.
Oh, maybe that was it. That might have been him. Either way, you can't miss it. If you go on Adam22's Twitter, he's retweeted it. I don't know how many times because he's like, "Look at my wife. She's getting railed by somebody else. She looks fire." And everybody's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah. I mean, to each their own. You could do whatever you want in your relationship, but I think having this so publicized makes other people feel empowered to do this. Maybe when they don't want to.
You be the one in her videos. I don't understand. But anyway.
Yeah. I have more respect for that. There was a girl when we went to Access Vegas. Her husband do content together on OF, which is fine. I think it's fine. You make money doing your husband. You do it anyways. Why not?
Yeah.
Not saying I do it, but
do it with him.
Kudos to you.
Anyway, all right. Jesus, take the wheel.
Adam22 received a lot of backlash for it, prompting Lena to address the criticisms to TMZ while outside a supermarket. I feel bad for him, she means Adam, because I'm having a lot of positive reaction whilst he's having a lot of negative reactions. I wonder why. All the feminists are going to be like, you go, girl. You F whoever you want. And basically I think the red pill is dogpiling him.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Same with what's his bucket? Logan, whatever. Yeah, that one.
Destiny.
Yeah, and Destiny.
Destiny
also.
And Destiny.
And Destiny also.
So she also said, I'm getting hated too, but I do feel like there's a big dump on him. He can handle it. He's a big boy. Well, not big enough for you, apparently. She continued.
I was just going to say that.
I feel like everyone should do what makes them happy as long as they're not hurting anyone. There's way weirder sexual things out there than what we currently have going on.
I mean, fair, but also what? I don't know. What do I know?
I would not want to see this. I want to see the commercial. I saw the commercial somewhere.
I also feel like, and maybe the chat would know more off the top of my head, but I feel like I read somewhere where, so her and Adam22 have done videos together on her OnlyFans, and her reaction to this guy, whatever his name is, was way more intense and way more enthusiastic, we'll say, than any of her videos with Adam22. I've never watched any of them, so I cannot confirm nor deny, but I was scrolling through comments and they were like,
I don't watch their stuff either.
As somebody who's several people were like, as somebody who is subscribed to her on OnlyFans, like this video with this guy, this handsome black guy, was way more entertaining and way more enthusiastic than anything she's ever done with Adam. And I'm like, oh, damn. Like basically insinuating like that guy is a better lover than her own husband.
That's savage. That's savage. Now I can't find the original commercial, but I see a lot of people who's posted reactions to it. So
I wonder if she took it down.
Maybe, but I mean, the internet's forever. So we're watching Crowder Bits. Thank you, Crowder Bits, for posting this. We'll just watch the commercial aspect of it. Let's see what's out there.
Plug. I am an adult creator.
My name is Adam22, and I co-own Plug Talk with my lovely wife.
It's a low caliber 22.
A different girl.
It's fitting.
At the end.
It's time to quickly address this. This is all over the place.
Oh my God, is that Steven Crowder?
Okay, I just really want to watch the commercial.
Looks dumb as crap. Steven, shave your face. What is wrong with you? Jesus, you look ridiculous.
I would not want to be called like X-ray girl the plug.
No, that is such a terrible name. Lena the plug. What are you plugging? Jeez Louise.
Herself.
Oh God, Valiant is still in the chat. Hi.
Hi, I'm so embarrassed. I feel like I mean, I know, okay, Valiant Renegade is only like 10 years older than me, but I'm feeling like a lot of dad vibes from him. So I want to it's like Chris Gore. I respect him as a dad, as well as Kelly.
Listen, you don't get 3 kids. You don't get 3 kids without at least riding one mustache, right? Nobody knows why.
You don't ride the mustache to get a kid. What sex talks did you have?
Nobody knows, Steelwall. I hate that.
Oh, all right, let's see what she has to say in this commercial.
Creator.
My name is Adam22, and I co-own Plug Talk with my lovely wife.
It's a low caliber 22.
Do a different girl every week.
It's fitting.
Them at the end, but we've only ever done it with other women.
So we've arranged this whole challenge to find the perfect guy to be our first ever boy-boy-girl threesome. It took us so long to get this approved on you.
Oh, so it's their. That was what I mixed it up with. I thought it was the first guy she ever been with, other than him. Okay. Also, that's weird. They're auditioning for their threesome
with a guy.
Let that sink in.
I don't know. Listen, I know there's all kinds of kinks. I'm not shaming. However, I know most men are not okay with guy, girl. They're perfectly fine with girl, guy when it comes to threesomes. But guy, girl, you have to be, not have to, but bi as a man would help. I don't, what do I know? I don't know. Anyway, continue.
I don't know. I would never bring a third into a relationship, a committed
Me
relationship.
neither, but I would imagine, like, knowing my spouse as he is, he would literally hang himself from a tree before being with another man. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and most guys are like that, you know. They would rather.
It's you don't make eye contact. It's fine.
Yeah, look here. Yeah, Jonathan. No, I don't share.
I don't share. Yeah.
There's nothing so wrong and against evolution to see your girl getting railed by another guy.
Yeah. Square peg, round hole sort of situation. All right.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it. Ugh. So, and this is literally like, they're the biggest grifters. Kudos to you, for, you know, putting their sexuality is already out there. Might as well grift on it.
Well, and this is, listen, Holocron makes a good point. More than one cock in the coop is war until there's only one. Every species on the planet, every single one. If there's too many males, it's either a literal fight to the death, or like lions will fight either to the death, and then the younger male lion will take over, and then all the females will become his bitches, basically. Or they outcast him and he has to go and form his own pride, right? Like every species ever. Meanwhile, the human male is like, no, it's fine. I'll just let one in.
Just let it happen. Not
Ding
just
dong.
one. Many.
The witch is dead. Like,
many. I'm very wrong about that.
Tries me bonker. Anyway.
It's on YouTube?
On YouTube. That well, I guess
it's called For the
take
Love
the
of
wheel.
Lena.
Steven, please shave your face. Dear God,
Is
you'll
that
never
it?
watch this.
I think that is it. But I
you.
mean, we understand what's going on. Thank you, Stephen Crowder, for putting this video online so that we could watch the
shave
preview.
your face. I beg you.
I know there is some. Oh, okay. I think I see the first episode. It's on No Jumper. I guess that's his.
I'm scared.
Podcast. We should watch it and do a little mini review for next the 2 episodes for next week.
I'm so scared.
We got homework. We have homework.
Fine, I'll watch it.
Oh my God, before we go live in our review, we should just both watch it and just have our reactions, and we can make some videos on that. I'm sure the chat would just love it.
I'm here for it. We won't even talk to, should we talk to each other beforehand? No, I don't think we should.
No. We'll workshop this and we'll see if we can do something with it, because I think this would be amazing. Amazing to watch that. So overall, you know, I this is bad for society, in my opinion. We don't want this. I don't think it's a good thing to show.
I don't want any of this. I don't want Steven Crowder's mustache. Hardcore, no.
Wow.
Okay.
I wasn't even thinking about
Adam
that.
22's whole energy, this ring light is not staying. Also a no. Everything's a no right now.
Yeah. I want to show good role models out there. And the fact that this is on YouTube, where kids can go and see this
Yeah,
content.
how is this on YouTube? Listen, it's just like all those stupid corn bots that are on my dang Twitter all the time. Suddenly, like, how? You have kids on these apps. What the heck is going on?
So they're gonna learn more. I mean, this is as bad as TikTok in a lot of ways. The feminist, the stuff that lives of TikTok posts, I equate that to that. Why are we showing our sexuality in that aspect? There are so many things to being a human than sex.
Yeah. Oh.
Tux is not gonna be okay with her camera.
There we go.
I've been to my local library and I haven't seen anything. I've seen some interesting town halls where parents bring in the books that these kids are exposed to and they put those books away. They're like, don't show it. Don't show those books. You can show Duke. And because it's too explicit, but apparently it's okay in schools.
A rare Duke sighting.
So
it is, I know, but it's fine. It's totally fine. And like corn bots are allowed on Twitter and they follow me all the time and I keep blocking them. And
I mean, I have not seen this naked yoga, so
oh my god, YouTube it. It's literal yoga and everybody is stark. Yes, you do. It's stark. They're stark naked.
I've seen myself do yoga. I don't need to see other people do. Like I've done hot yoga where you're wearing very little.
Naked.
Like
they're stark. They're literally naked, and it's allowed on YouTube. Fun fact. And also, but like we can't talk about pew pews on YouTube, but we can have naked yoga. It's fine.
Very, very, very odd. All right, we do have one more super chat. Jason Webster for 5 Australians says David Attenborough will narrate. Tonight we will witness the fascinating mating ritual of the bewildered beasts. We will call them Lena and Adam. I wish I had a deep voice. Let me see if I have a hello. No, not that one.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. Hello. Okay, they're all high pitched. They're all high pitched. I don't have like a low one, so
you don't have like a deep man voice on there. How misogynist, honestly.
I can try. 1 second. Ooh.
Hello.
There you go.
Tonight, we will witness the fascinating mating ritual of the bewildered beasts. We will call them Lena and Adam.
Yeah, that does. I'm not feeling it. We need like a Mahler voice. That would be so fun to hear him say that. Hi, Duke.
And we don't know what he's doing. He's puttering around doing dad stuff.
Oh, maybe one day we'll have him on Dadcast.
Oh, we should have Duke on Dadcast. The minute I get pregnant, it's happening. Oh, shoot.
So a demon is narrating it. It would only make sense that way. Alrighty. So I guess we can wrap it up. It's almost been an hour. So thank you very much.
Almost been an hour. It's been 2 hours. What are you talking about?
2 hours. I don't know time. My apologies. Thank you, Tugs, for making it, by the way, to Texas. I'm glad you got there safe and sound. And I'm hoping that you are excited about your move and that it makes you guys happier. Because, I mean, it's been a long time.
We are, don't mind me. We are thriving, unlike this ring light I got, but it's fine. We are doing great. Duke is in, not training, that's not the right word, but he's doing like his background check and stuff this week. And then he starts his job officially in December. So we have a couple weeks to so I will be streaming a lot more in general. I know we've got some schedules to adjust. We talked about that. And
yes, I'm so happy for you. I'm gonna definitely visit you one of these days coming up.
We have to go to Fredericksburg and go to the wine.
And we're gonna go to wineries and live stream it because we wanted to do this since starting this channel and we just haven't.
It's true. We haven't done it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, happen, guys.
Poor Choices makes accommodations for people with time blindness. To be fair, though, this conversation with Valiant Renegade did really feel like only an hour. It didn't feel like
it really
did.
So.
I appreciate him. He's got a lot of great little notes and nuggets and information that he imparted, and I'm quite sure we barely scratched the surface with him.
Yeah. Well, and especially with like really ring light. Come on, buddy. I lost my train of thought. It's gone. Never mind. It wasn't important.
Maybe we'll find it one day.
Well, it'll come back one day when it's not important.
One day. So yeah, that was a really fun Dadcast. Now we do have an announcement. Dadcast, since Tugs is a bit more free with time, is going to be moving to 6 p.m. Eastern. Not that it's going to be that big of a deal. This show has been very in its infancy. I mean, what episode are we on now? Episode 7. So not that long. Yeah, it's been 2 months.
But I'm fun fact, for those of you who don't know, we're just gonna come out with it because she's like, oh, you have a freer schedule. Can you please hand me the electrical tape that's in there? Thanks. Send you there. I am unemployed, so I have a little bit more, thank you, a little bit more for your schedule. So we're adjusting some things, which also means I'll be able to stream more with this one, this beautiful goddess over here. So
you're boosting me.
Yeah. Go follow X-Ray Girl. She's a beautiful goddess. And she has tits. You're welcome.
Oh, wow. I mean, yes. Every girl has boobs.
So that is the plan. Anyway, I'm unemployed. So pray for me. Please, can I have some more?
We will see. Maybe Tugs will just find her footing in being a YouTuber and just never go back to work. So there's that too.
Or I'm going to work for Buc-ee's. I haven't really decided what yet. You know.
Yep. Ooh, picking up Sparkle Bee. Now stand by for video. What? Are you coming back?
Is he
come back and say hi? Should we
were going to wrap up, but
I'm willing to wait for Sparkle Bee. I feel bad saying like the full BITCH word.
Sparkle Bee. I'm a full-time streamer lady. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes. Shield Wall, are you seeking employment? I don't know. Are you seeking employment?
I mean, not on purpose, but I may get bored.
I
may get bored. I may get, I don't know. We'll figure it out. I don't know. Pardon. I have to fix this thing. Bye.
Yeah. Well, the hope is that, things you don't need to, if that's great.
Yeah, the hope is that I don't need to, but, you never know where the future holds. So
as Valiant put it, it's okay to have a job and, put forth resources to your family. You don't have to not work, but you also don't have to work if your man provides.
Exactly. So
there we go.
That's the main goal. But when you move across the country, sometimes you have expenses. So we shall see.
Jason Webster for 2 Australian says time flies when having fun with X-Ray Girl and Tugs. Yes, I had a lot of fun. Maybe too much fun. I always enjoy our time on Poor Choices.
Holocron, you are asking too much. I have decided that I'm never going to finish The Witcher.
I have not finished it either, so I mean.
I am almost on. To be fair, though, I'm done with the main storyline. I'm done with all the expansions except for Blood and Wine. That's what I'm on now. And I just have decided that I'm going to mess with you guys and never finish it. So there you go.
There we go.
If they do give a discount at Buc-ee's, we're in trouble because I
would love for you to work at Buc-ee's. Honestly, okay, my favorite gift I ever got, because it was very varying. One of my favorites was the Buc-ee's pack from a couple.
The cooler or whatever it is.
Yeah. So my cooler with the little stuffed animal. There was candy, hot sauce, meat. I'm trying to think of other stuff, but I ate it all, so I don't have anything left. So freaking good. So I appreciate you. You guys know who I'm talking about. If you're out there.
I need to get you the I'm gonna say it out loud, but I'm gonna need to get you the stuffed Bucky that's got a Santa hat on it.
Ooh, I want to get so as y'all know, with my lovely Snorlax behind here, he's wearing the Prussian hat. I'm gonna Christmas-tize him.
Yay!
I have a Santa hat, because all my stuffed animals basically are wearing some clothing, but I want him to look super Christmassy. I just love the way he looks, because every time I laugh, I look like him. Wait, is that better? am.
Am I doing it right? Am I doing the white girl version?
You look like you had 8 White Claws. I look like I've had 1. Oh my gosh. I don't know, Valiant. I don't know if we can wait because I kind of feel like I need to start packing my stuff away because I'm going to be waking up early.
All I heard was I feel like I need to snort, and I was like, let's not talk about
like
that on YouTube.
I can do that. That's as good as it is. I don't know if that. I don't know if that went past the noise gate. Oh yeah, it did. It did. You heard it. Can you put Snorlax in a Christmas sweater? I think I would need like. Okay, I'm wearing shorts. I don't want to. Pull off.
Wow, chicka, wow, wow. I don't think you guys realize how big this Snorlax is. It's like 18 feet tall. 6 feet tall. Look how big it is. It's a big Snorlax.
Gave away my feet for free. I don't.
Yeah, you did.
Do that.
You gave your feet. You gave your feet for free and your legs for free, ma'am.
Yeah, I just realized that.
Simmer down.
Yeah, chat. Simmer down. But yeah, he's like 5XL at least. I don't think I can fit a sweater.
You would have to get a custom sweater or go like to the big. Well, I don't know if you have these in Canada, but we have like the big and tall stores here in America where they're specifically meant for men.
He's just big.
That are big.
Big and wide.
They're specifically meant for men that are like 6 feet and over, but that are like big. That's the whole point.
Oh my god, I would love a Snorlax onesie.
Do they make those?
I think they do. They have the Pikachu ones. I've seen them. Kara has one. I tried to put Snorlax on the floor to stream from him, but I feel so awkward laying on him. And like I tried to get my mic out. It doesn't reach that far, so it's not happening, essentially.
That's what he
Sorry,
said.
chat. But anyways, we keep deviating. Because I feel like we just haven't talked in a long time. Tomorrow, Tugs is gonna be unsupervised on this channel.
I by myself tomorrow. Help me.
I might join, probably not, but we'll see. We'll see. I'll try to make it. If not, Tugs is gonna be the manning the channel for Sip and Chill. And the week after, we don't have a guest yet because I wanted to make sure we had the time change first before I did. But we'll find. I'll let you guys know once I know.
Oh yeah.
So.
I know. Unsupervised Tugs, unsupervised. Y'all pray for me. I don't know.
Wait, I can show you the thumbnail. Just a quick
I want to see
peek at the thumbnail.
You guys also see anything that you would like me to talk about tomorrow? Please do. I have a feeling I'm going to bring up a Pearl tweet or two. Yay! I'm a door. Look at me. That's
so cute. So cute. So yes, please, Tugs. Anything you want to plug, promote, any of that good stuff? Do you want to be Tugs the plug?
Every time I hear a plug now, I'm gonna think this stupid slooty.
Lena the plug. Tugs, we need you to plug.
No, I have nothing to plug. Honey, you got anything you want to plug over there? No. Okay.
I'm sure your honey would love to plug something.
I'm sure he's got at least one thing he'd like to plug. Same with Mark, but it's fine. Babies, just would like some babies. It's okay. No, I don't have anything special to plug. Poor choices tomorrow. Even myself. Oh my lord. Oh jeez. Here we go. Anyway, tomorrow I'm unsupervised on Poor Choices. Jesus, take the wheel. Help me. Hopefully X-Ray Girl can join us. If not, we're off the rails. If you guys have any topics you want me to talk about, I have a Discord, or you can tag me on Twitter. I'll add it to the list because I know she's got some topics.
I got stuff, which is also what I'm going to be doing after this, just to make sure she has some content to go through. But yeah. So tune in tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow I'm going to be off driving to Wisconsin, is it technically the Mid-East, the Midwest? I have no idea.
No, Wisconsin. I think Wisconsin's the Midwest. I'm pretty sure.
It feels more mid than anything than
it's
Midwest.
Mid. Either way, it's mid. Whether it's East or West, doesn't matter. It's just...
I'm gonna eat cheese though, and I actually have to find I wanted to find a deep dish pizza place to eat along the way because I am passing through Chicago.
So
Chicago.
When you get to Wisconsin, though, you got to get like the big wheel of cheesy. You got to get a big wheel.
We have plans. Like one of the things we're doing on Thursday, I think, or Friday, is we're gonna go see the Hunger Games.
The movie? Does that come out this
weekend? Yeah, I know. It's cheesy. I prepped already. I watched all the Hunger Games prior to. I'm
interested to see what you think because I've read all the Hunger Games books except for this one. I have not read this one yet, but I have bought it. So I'm interested to see what you think. The movies are okay. The books are way better.
No, you know what? Okay, I wanted to say this about. There's one scene in the first movie that will always get me to cry. It is when Rue dies.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. And you know what's crazy? They toned it down for the movie. Like the book, you got to read the books. The books, it's so much more heartbreaking.
I cried.
Oh my god.
Because the thing is, you're in her head, Katniss's head. So you're experiencing her thoughts. You can't emote that all.
And they're so much younger. So like in the movies, they make them a little bit older, so it's easier to deal with as like viewers. But in the books, they're so much younger. Kind of like Game of Thrones, like they're younger. So she's only like 13 or 14 in the books, and Rue is like little. She's like 6 or 7. Oh, it's so good. The books are so good. The movies were pretty good. I will give them kudos, but I'm curious about Songbird. Ballad of Songbird and Snakes.
We'll see what it ends up being like. So that'll be my next week, and then I'll come back for Saturday. So everything resumes back to normal schedule on Sunday, and then of course next week Poor Choices. Remember 6 p.m. Tuesday. So we're not fighting against TNME.
6 p.m. Tuesday, 5 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm on Central Time now. It's weird. My math is not mathing.
It'll change over. But thank you, chat. Thank you, Valiant. Please sub to his channel, and we will see you guys next time. Bye.